Hi everyone, welcome to another week of Where Are the Hartnets. This week is a little bit different. Back when we were in Australia, I found the top kind of a music park it's advertised as, and it had a bunch of dinosaurs on the roof, and I showed Luke and said, hey look, when we get to Penang, we'll be able to come and see that, and he's been very excited to see that ever since. And this week we finally made it there.
He was so excited. He's been asking for weeks and weeks. So we got up today, and today was the day as a family that we went to explore the top and head to Jurassic Park.
So the two things Luke were excited about was the dinosaur exhibit, and also it has an aquarium there. So that also made Tess very happy because she loves aquariums.
I do. I make us go no matter where we are in the world.
So our first initial impressions were that it is a little bit tired and maybe run down a little bit. There's sort of broken screens on the roof there and these weird janky animatronic robots. We also noticed a fair bit of Halloween stuff starting to show up, as you can see the skeleton here.
So initially Luke saw the skeleton hanging and didn't want to go. We just thought that maybe the shopping centre had a Halloween theme going on. It is getting close. So we thought once you go through, it'll be fine. We scanned, we came through, and as you can see, we still have a bit more Halloween as part of the Jurassic Research Centre.
What I will say is that what you see in this video, we've avoided a lot. We basically avoided all the scary things that they had literally everywhere. We'll talk about that a little bit more at the end, but the actual dinosaur part of it was really fun.
Yeah, it was super, super cool. Luke was a little bit on edge, so it actually has a really cool vibe, and I think it would have been heaps more exciting for Luke in his face, except he was already on edge just with some of the Halloween stuff. But yeah, it was really, really cool.
As you can see, it's obviously been modelled after the Jurassic Park movies, and they've actually done a really good job. You sort of feel like here you're, I guess, I don't know, archaeologist effect, and then you go into the sort of egg hatching facility just like in the original movies.
Yeah, I was expecting, I don't know, maybe not as good as what we got. I was very pleasantly surprised at how cool it was and how enormous it was.
You just saw Luke crying. One thing that they didn't tell you is you get into this sort of little lift-looking room, and then all of a sudden they just have all these noises. The lift shakes, and it's like the lift is broken, is collapsing to the ground.
Being attacked by a dinosaur, essentially.
And then what happens is these video screens light up, and it's like velociraptors are attacking you and trying to get in and breaking the glass, and Luke absolutely lost it.
Climbed up me, clawed onto me, screaming his head off, trying to cover his ears. Anyone that knows Luke knows he really hates loud noises, and there was absolutely no warning for that. Yeah,
and in his defence, there were literally raptors attacking. They did a pretty good job of it. For us, it would have been great, except for the fact that he just lost his mind. But then you come outside and again, another really great setup, and you get a real sense of, it's probably the first time in my life I got a sense of how big, and in some cases not so big, some of these dinosaurs were. And I thought it was really good.
Yeah, and then you get this amazing view over the city as well at the same time. So it's kind of fun going through this Jurassic Research Centre whilst you're on the roof of a shopping centre overlooking the rest of Penang.
But yes, there was always a bit of a sense with Luke that you just never know what they were going to surprise you with next, and he obviously from that point on was just wanting to get out of there, so we kind of just had to rush through most of the rest of it, which is a bit of a shame. But as you can see, I think it's really well done. Quite a bit to do in the whole complex, not just the Jurassic Centre. There's also, as you'll see, you can go up and get an observation deck. There's the aquarium. There's quite a few other random rides. There's a zombie house and an aquarium ride and a few other things that we didn't do. But this is actually one of my favourite sections. When you finish with the Jurassic Park section, you come out and it's kind of deserted. There's this weird... It kind of felt like you're in a Jurassic Park movie where everybody had just left and all of a sudden you got the Carnival ride, which is very horror movie because there's just literally nobody here. They even had the quintessential House of Mirrors, which every good Carnival horror movie should have. And it was kind of weird and random and fun. Here's just a quick example. You can just see a few sort of the, I guess, weird corpses and things lined up. On our way heading upstairs to the observation deck, they just had a few random wax figures that were there for no particular reason.
This part was really cool. We all had heaps of fun. We actually got a 3-pass saver, so it allowed us to go to the Jurassic Research Centre, the observation deck, and the aquarium. This is where it was my turn to be freaked out. I am not a fan of falling, heights, anything to do with that. So this was messing with my head a lot, but it was also a lot of fun just staring down and seeing how high we were.
I think this is on the 63rd floor, and you can see outside there's a ropes course where you can go out and harness in, and that looks really cool. And then we head up, I think, to the 65th floor, which is all open air. There's a restaurant, and I think it also becomes an open air bar at night. And it's a really great view of Penang. This I highly recommend if you're coming to Penang, just to see the whole area.
I think we'll be heading here for a date night by ourselves one evening soon.
And one of the main attractions up here is what they call, I think it's the Rainbow Sky Bridge. And Skywalk, sorry. And this is it here. It's just a U-shaped bridge that just sort of juts out into nothingness with the glass floor. And it's great. I loved it.
Yeah, it was really good. For some reason, I didn't find this quite as terrifying as being out on the other one. It was lots of fun. We got some great photos, lots of really friendly people, everyone helping everyone take some nice selfies.
By lots of people, there's about maybe 2 or 3 other groups. Even when we went through the Jurassic Centre, we were the only ones in the entire Jurassic Centre for the whole time we were there. The aquarium, I think, had a bit more, which we're here. We thought, at least with the aquarium, that should be safe from the Halloween side of things, given it's just an aquarium.
It's also promoted as kid-friendly when you look it up and check the reviews. This place actually gets really, really good reviews.
Again, a little bit run down, screen's broken, things not working. But so long as there's fish, we knew Tess would be happy. And Luke was looking forward to it too. Until.
So the entrance is one of those things where you scan your risk and then you push the bars forward. So there's really no going back once you're actually in the place. So we started walking around and it seemed pretty good for the most part.
But they had, again, filled it with corpses and hanging corpses and pentagrams and I'm talking... we will show you one at the end, so if you're not into that kind of thing, maybe there is a little warning will show up. But then when we got to a section full of photos of realistic crime scenes and murders and things, I had to just cover Luke's eyes and race him through the rest because he wasn't having any of it.
I stayed behind and went through it. I love aquariums, and as an adult, with Halloween coming up and stuff like that, you can understand, and for most people it's probably a whole lot of fun and it could absolutely be a cultural thing. It's just not something we really wanted Luke to be exposed to. But yeah, so the next part's coming up.
That's just one of many, many baby corpses and kid corpses and adult corpses that were through the whole thing. Again, so it's very, very hard to... We had a very different experience than I'm guessing most people would have. I couldn't recommend it for families, to be honest, at Halloween time. But again, there was no warning. So that was our experience at the top. That's all we can share with you.
Thanks for watching. Follow us on Instagram to see a whole lot more of the aquarium and the Jurassic Park. And we will see you again next week.